I'm Katy Ginanni, and I'm the e-access and serials librarian at Trinity University in San Antonio. I'm also the incoming vice president and president-elect of NASIG.
How have you been involved in NASIG?
Well, I've been coming to the conferences since, I think my first conference was 93 at Brown University. And I went for several years. At that time I was working for EBSCO Information Services, and I liked it so much that I declined to attend for a few years because I thought other people in my office should have the opportunity to attend, because I think it's such an important conference. So off and on since 93, but really regularly since around 2002, I think.
Good. Why did you become involved?
Well, there are a couple of answers to that. First is that one of my first jobs in a library was in the serials department at Vanderbilt University with Sylvia Martin as my department head. And she was one of the early NASIG members, I guess one of the original members. And I remember when she first went to the first NASIG conference at Bryn Mawr College, and I was interested especially because my sister went to Bryn Mawr, and then also because she was just so excited about this new organization, and I remember her enthusiasm when she came back. And then when I finished my library degree and went to be a serials librarian at Auburn University, she really encouraged me to become active in NASIG because it was such a good source of professional development for her. Unfortunately, while I was at Auburn, we didn't have a great travel budget, so I didn't get to become very active until I went to EBSCO in 1992. And it was then that I started attending more often. And it's been, as it was with Sylvia, it's been the greatest source of professional development for me. The conferences are always very relevant to what I'm doing, even when I was working with a vendor. And working for a vendor, it allowed me to stay on top of the things that were important to serials librarians and other types of librarians as well. So it's always been the best conference for me as a professional to keep in touch with those kinds of things. And then, you know, on a personal level, you all know what wonderful friendships you develop working with this wonderful group of people. So it's also really fun and, you know, something I look forward to every year.
Good. Can you describe how you've been involved in NASIG?
I think my first committee assignment was a little bit of a fluke. Beverly Gear was the chair of nominations and elections, and somebody had to drop off of that committee. And I can't remember who the president was that year, but she suggested that I should be a replacement, and so that was my first committee involvement with NASIG, and it's such an important committee, and I really felt like I was making a contribution to the organization working on that committee. And I think once you become active, it's kind of hard not to be active because it's fulfilling, you know, it's enjoyable, and also we're always looking for volunteers. So once you sort of get into that, it's easy to continue to be active.
What do the conferences mean to you?
Well, again, in terms of professional development, it's a way for me to know what the issues are, what the problems are, what the resolutions are, some of the solutions to problems that we all face as serials librarians. But as I said earlier, it's just really become much more personal, something that I look forward to on a personal level, more so than the professional development aspect.
Any other thoughts you'd like to give us about NASIG?
Well, I know, you know, people are a little bit nervous right now, people who have NASIG near and dear in their hearts because of the economy. I'm sure a lot of people that you're interviewing will mention this or have mentioned this. The conference is such a revenue generator for us, and with people's travel budgets being cut, it's going to be really important for NASIG to find a way to maintain viability as an organization, but also to continue to provide the programs and continuing education that we all need and want. So that's our biggest challenge, and we're going to have to work hard to figure that one out.